Hi guys, it's Miss Courtney from Urbana Art and Soul. As promised, I have this little short video on how to sketch out a face before we go to painting it. And we need to do a couple sketches so we're comfortable with the gesture of the parts of the face. And we have an eye, a nose, and a mouth. And as you see, it's just sketched out. Juicy details aren't added. They're added with paint after we transfer it. And this is smaller, so we're going to get really comfortable with sketching it small, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to take this and we're going to make it bigger for our painting. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide our paper into sections so that we can do our face. Normally, when you draw the face, you'd have the whole face showing, and the center of the paper would be right in the middle of your paper. But we're not doing that. We're going to only do part of the face. So I'm going to make my center of my face line be more towards the edge of the paper. So you see my edge of my paper, just, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches over. I'm going to just draw a line. And this is a sketch, so it doesn't matter if it's perfect. It's just to give us kind of a guide. And I make that line right there. And that's the center of our face. And then what helps me is if I fold my paper in half, so I have that folded half line, because I want that as a reference. Okay, so I fold my paper in half, and I have that bend, and that's half of my paper. The eye line is going to be up from this half. And let me slide this down so you can see it. That's the edge of my paper right here. I want my eye line to be about right here. It's a little lower than halfway between the middle and the top. Just a tiny bit lower. I want the eye line to be just about there. I think that's good. It might be a little too high. Let's see. Maybe I'll lower it just a little. And this is where sketching it out is really good. It really helps you to get your proportions. I have to do this all the time whenever I do anything. Okay. And then the nose line is going to be below the middle, okay? And I'm going to say, if you're going to be exact and get a ruler, maybe 1.5 inches lower than this fold. But if you're just kind of eyeballing it, just about here. And I just go all the way across, okay? And then the last line is going to be about halfway between that line and the edge of your paper. So I just do that line like that. And my lines are not perfectly straight, and I just kind of sketched it out. So usually the eye, the end of the eye, the one that's closest to the nose, is going to be directly above the edge of the nose. So let's do that line first, because if we do the eye and we haven't determined where the nose is, the eye might be make the nose a little wider. So we're going to start with the nose. And like our nose, this one, I just did a gesture of a nose. We're not doing the full nose with the line going up to the eye, okay? So right here, where this middle part is, I'm going to start by just kind of doing this smiley face, if you want a shape, kind of like a smiley face. And then I kind of do this like little hook. And this is kind of funny. This is where your nose hole is. I kind of just darken it in so I get the idea. And then maybe over here, I do that too. And we're going to put a lot of details with paint. We just need to know that kind of the gesture of the nose. And so that's kind of like, that's where I like it. If you wanted to change the shape of the tip of your nose, you can. And then on one side only, I kind of do this, and that creates the idea that your nose would go inward a little. And I'm going to take a look and see if I like that. I think I do. I might change this and have it go down a little bit more. I don't know. What do you think? You can practice a couple of them to see, but I think I like that nose shape. Okay. Okay, so that's the nose. And again, paint is going to add the details to it. So now I know that the eye is going to start directly above the edge of the nose. So I can even draw a very light, faint line up to that eye line. So I know the corner of the eye needs to start there, okay? So I don't want to make it too dark. I'm just going to do a gesture of the underneath of the eye. And I think that eye's a little too wide, so I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do the top. I'm just going to see what that eye shape is going to look like. And I'm going to do mine a little darker so you can see it. Maybe we need to go a little bigger. And this is where you can do a couple of them on different sheets of paper, and you can kind of get comfortable with, you know, the shape of the eye. I'm gonna leave that because I think I like that size. And I can fill in the center part, kind of just do it, just making a quick sketch. And then I can even do a darker part in the center. I don't have to because we're going to put some juicy details with the paint. And then I might add this eyelid top like this. And then I can even do that eyebrow. I might do the eyebrow like that. Okay. So I think that that is a good proportion. I can do another one and kind of just see. So you're just trying to get comfortable. And you see how I didn't finish the eye? It's just a sketch. I'm going to show you a little closer. It's just a really quick sketch. It's not completely finished. I just want to kind of get the idea, the gesture of the features, okay? So I like the way the eye is, and I like the nose. Okay, and we're going to do some shading with paint, and I'm going to show you how to do that to really make the features start to stand out. So the next part is the mouth. And as a rule, your mouth ends in the middle of your eyeball. So we're going to mark that. I don't know if I want it to be that wide. And I don't know for my mouth, sometimes we have a habit of making the mouth too plump, too big, okay? And the lips are just kind of gestures of the lips. If you want to look at your own lips in a mirror, you can kind of see that they're not like as big as sometimes we like to draw them. I know that sounds kind of funny, but that is what I find. So the basic lip shape, the top lip comes in a little bit. It's not exaggerated like a lot of us like to, you know, make hearts. Our lips aren't perfect like a heart, but the top kind of goes like this. And I'm not making my full lip. I'm just doing one side, just so I have a gesture of it. And then I kind of want to just see the underneath like that. And the center, let's see. I don't know. I kind of like that. I don't think it's too plump. I might make it a little more narrow here. And when you sketch, it's okay to have a bunch of lines and not have like perfectly straight lines. one thing you don't want is you don't want this, and I'm going to do it over here so you can just see what not to do, is to kind of go like this and be really careful, because it's hard to get the line. You want your hand to be really loose when you sketch, and it does that by just letting it go, you know, not be so tight with your hand and the pencil. Practice it. You know, you can do 20 sketches of a face, and then finally you're like, yeah, I like the way that looks. And then your hand almost remembers. Okay. I think I like that. And again, you're going to do some details with the paint, shadowing, darkening in things, but we just want to get the idea of the shape of, or the features of a face. And then of course you'd have an eye here, but we're not going to do 2 eyes. We're just going to do part of a face. So we would have maybe the hair swooping in like this, and you can kind of just gesture it so we can get the idea. And then maybe your part's going to be on the side, and you have your hair coming down like that, because your face wouldn't be this wide. You'd have a side of your face, and we're not going to do that. So I'm just kind of sketching in some squiggly lines for the hair, because we're going to paint it in. And I might do this because that's where the face would come in. So just add in the hair to give it a little bit more reference of a face. And that's one sketch. So I might do a couple like this until you get comfortable, and you can try out different kinds of noses and different shapes of eyes. But that's the basic idea of where you're going to put your nose, your eye, and your mouth in relation to a face. And when we take these sketches, we're going to make them a little bigger. So we want to have practice in how to draw the individual features. So hopefully you get to take a look at this and try it out. And then when you do your sketches, bring them to class next Tuesday, and we'll take a look and talk about what maybe you had difficulty in. And if you haven't done the sketches and you just kind of looked at this before class, that's fine. We'll sketch it out then, okay? Can't wait to see what you come up with. Talk to you later. Bye.